At 68, Walter had $11 to his name and a quarter-acre backyard that grew nothing but weeds. 12 months later, that same backyard put $14,000 in his pocket. No machinery, no loan, no big land. Just 5 moves done in a specific order, and the one that made him the most came last and cost almost nothing to start. I'm going to show you all 5 with the real numbers. Let's start with the first dollar, because it was the hardest one he ever made.
Walter didn't start with animals. He started with a $20 packet of seeds and salad greens on purpose. Here's why that's the smartest first move on a fixed income. Lettuce, spinach, arugula go from seed to harvest in about a month, and they regrow after you cut them. Fast money, almost no cost, no heavy work. He planted 1 small bed along his sunniest fence. 6 weeks later, he's at a roadside table selling bags of mixed grains at $4 each. 1 bed, kept cut and replanted, produces week after week all season. By the end of summer, that bed and 2 more like it had cleared right around $2,000. But the money wasn't the real win. For the first time in 2 years, Walter watched his backyard hand him cash instead of asking for it. That little bit of proof is what gave him the nerve to make the next move, and the next move is where it starts to get good.
With that first $2,000, Walter bought 12 laying hens. Not 40, 12. Going too big is exactly how seniors turn a profit into a chore, and he knew it. Cheap chicks in spring, a simple coop from scrap lumber, and by late summer those hens were laying close to a dozen eggs a day, far more than one man could eat. So a sign went up at the end of the driveway. $5 a dozen, fresh and honest, in a town where the store charged nearly that for week-old eggs off a truck. They sold out before noon. A dozen good hens lay over 2,000 eggs a year. After feed, Walter netted a few $100s a month, about $3,000 on the year, and that egg money quietly paid the feed bill for everything he added next. But the flock did something the numbers don't show. The people stopping for eggs started asking what else he had. Without knowing it, Walter had just built a customer list, and that list is the reason the last move worked at all. Hold on to that, because we come back to it.
Move 3 started as a problem. 12 chickens make a lot of manure, and at first Walter just hauled it off as a chore. Then a neighbor mentioned she'd paid good money at the garden center for composted manure that spring. Walter stopped hauling. He piled it, aged it, mixed it with garden scraps and fallen leaves, and turned it into rich, finished compost, bagged in the empty feed sacks he was already throwing away. He sold it to the same egg customers, $5 a bag, local, no chemicals. Gardeners bought it faster than he could make it. Cost him nothing but time, because the raw material was literally waste he'd been trying to get rid of. That garbage brought in close to $1,500, and it taught him the rule that runs through this whole story. On a small homestead, the money isn't in producing more, it's in wasting nothing. Keep that in mind, because the last move is that rule taken to its limit.
Move 4 was bees, and Walter was scared of them. Most people are. The startup cost made him hesitate for weeks. On his budget, the hive and gear and bees were a frightening bet. So he ran the math the way he ran everything now. Once a hive is established, it's the laziest income on a homestead. The bees feed themselves, foraging a mile in every direction across other people's yards. An hour a week in season, that's it. And they pollinated his garden for free. His vegetable yields jumped without him lifting a finger. 2 hives filled dozens of jars. Local raw honey sells for $10 to $15 a jar, and Walter already had buyers from the eggs and the compost. The honey brought in about $2,500 that first real season. For an hour a week and a one-time cost he'd already earned back. He kicked himself for almost skipping it.
And the move that earned the most didn't come from growing anything new. It came from transforming what he already had. His egg and honey regulars kept asking for gifts, something handmade, something local. So Walter went after the highest markup product on a small homestead, and he didn't even need a dairy animal to start. He bought goat milk in bulk from a nearby farm and learned to make soap. A bar of goat milk soap costs under $1 in materials. It sells for $6, $8, $10 at a craft fair. That's a margin you cannot get from a raw vegetable. Then he folded in his own honey and garden herbs, turning 3 things he already produced into one product worth far more than the parts. He sold to the farmers market, the holiday craft fairs, and that customer list he'd been quietly building all year.
Through the gift-buying season, the soap and value-added products brought in around $5,000. That was the difference. Raw goods got him off the ground. Turning those goods into something people wanted to give as a gift is what pushed him over the top.
Here's the whole year, because the order matters as much as the numbers. Greens, 2,000. Eggs, 3,000. Compost from a waste product, 1,500. Honey, 2,500. Value-added soap and gifts, 5,000. A little over $14,000 from a quarter-acre backyard in 1 year by one man in his late 60s. And look at what's not there. No tractor, no cow, no loan, no 50-hour weeks. Every step was small. Each one paid for the next. And the biggest earner cost him the least to begin.
Walter wasn't special. No land, no savings, no advantage you don't already have. What he had was a sequence. Start cheap, sell local, waste nothing, and turn raw goods into finished ones. If you've got a backyard and a little time, you're standing where he stood. The weeds don't care how old you are. Neither does the soil. If you got one idea worth trying out of this, subscribe. The last video broke down the 5 animals that pay for themselves and the 3 that quietly drain your savings after 65. That one saves you money before you spend a dime. I'll see you there.